I have things for you.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah. Talk this out. I'm a pretty good pilot. So there's this forgotten mech graveyard. I'm assuming that's actually, like, a real location. And not some other place.
Time to park this bucket.
No. No, this place isn't unique in the slightest. This actually looks identical to the spot on Voss, so never mind. This is not a unique location. I lied to you all. I think there was a place here. Andromus 3. There's Valerie's Cache, which we've explored. Huh. Maybe it was 2? Yeah, here we go. Safe House Gamma. Yes, let's go to Andromos 2. That's a location. Let's go there. Oh, son of a bitch. Nope.
Done.
Extra parts.
You take care out there.
Huh, weird. That thing does shoot fast. There's quite a few little locations dotted around here. But Safe House Gamma is where we're going to want to go.
Starting landing procedure.
This place is an extreme environment.
I wonder how many life forms are roaming this planet. Time to find out.
Lithium, huh? Interesting. Where's the actual Safe House Gamma, though? I am confused. Ah, it's over here, this way. Plenty of trees for us to scan. And, space flying fish. It really set us down super far away. least we're getting a good bit of scanning done here. Not that I really intend on sticking around this place, because it's an extreme environment and all, but... Ow. With apparently some extremely heavy gravity. Ooh. Panacea. Thank you. Nothing else really in here. Safe House Gamma. Not really sure what to expect. And it just says abandoned outpost. Yeah, thanks. Okay. Alright. Oh, fuck this. I would love for that noise to stop. Jesus fucking Christ.
We could be the first people setting foot here in quite a long while.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for that. Dude, I don't like this. Jesus fucking Christ. Why is it so loud? Father's journal. We're safe now. No one should be able to find us here. The kids are confused and scared, but they'll have to get over it. At least this way we'll be okay, and we'll hunker down for a few months, maybe only a few weeks, and wait for everything to blow over. Everything will be fine. Jesus Christ. I don't like when the music picks up. The only time in the game the music actually works as intended. Is my guy shaking more than usual? Fuck me. Why do the doors gotta open like that? Count of Monte Cristo. Sarah, please stay close. Solomon's Adventures. Cool. A note. The sound scares them away. Yeah, it's scaring me away for damn sure. Fuck me. Sarah? Sarah, get in here. I think I'm going crazy. I can hardly sleep with all this racket that damn machine makes, not to mention all the kids crying. We haven't told them why we have to stay here yet. I get that they're confused and frustrated, but they're better off not knowing. I'm sure all the fighting I've been doing with Ryan has been hard on them, too. Hell, this is hard on all of us, but we just have to get used to it. We've been down here for a month now, and Ryan says we should stay put for another one at the very least. If there's a hell, this is it. Inclement weather fit. I don't like that. I'm not even gonna pick that lot. Fuck you. Sarah, please. Get over here. As close as possible, thank you. Right behind me. It's just a grub. Alright, Sarah, you go first. No, Siri, not you. Shut up. I'm just gonna start closing all the doors. I'm hoping whatever the fuck is in here with us now can't open doors. Oh god, the hidden meter. I'm also gonna heal myself too, just in case. Was that cave always?
Very unsettling about this place.
I don't think that cave was always there.
Not sure what this connects to.
Yeah. Oh, fuck off. Are you serious? Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Sarah! Sarah, please! Whew.
I'm going to end you! Not gonna last much longer.
Yikes. Just gonna keep critting his legs till it dies.
Let's do this. Damn it!
God, it's got so much health. It's actually got, like, an insane amount of health.
They're going to betray you. Every last one.
Creature pile. Ugh.
Should we keep exploring through here, or no?
No. We're getting the fuck out. We are not staying here. No! Those motherfuckers. You get the fuck back. I guess the question is, are they native to this place? I'd certainly hope not, but fuck me, dude. I thought one was bad. You got one more waiting for you right outside. Fucking hell. Fuck that. The funny part too is if you just fast travel out of the location, I'm sure you would never see that second one. Fuck me, dude. That's like horrible. Is that a snail? Yo, look at that. Little snails. Ah, he's just hanging out. Wow. Wow, yeah. Fuck this place. We're never coming back here. Fuck. Yeah, you know, we've been going for a while today. A lot of it has just been miscellaneous garbage nonsense stuff. But that definitely, creeped me the fuck out, made me not want to do any more of this game. So I'm definitely gonna... Yeah. Oh, I forgot, it does this. Yeah, I totally forgot it does this. So, my Kodos base is, like, bugged, like, seriously bugged, where if I try to fast travel to it, it just kind of removes me from the world, interestingly enough, and then I kind of have to fast travel all the way back. This is Parima, this is the wrong place. That's right, because I forgot I have a quest set there. And it's honestly really annoying. I wish they would fix that bug, but I'm assuming it's because it's right next to the Fortuna. That's why it happens. But if I just fast travel again, the problem kind of solves itself. But watch, it's probably going to dump me out in the water like a couple miles away. We'll see. It does that too sometimes. Yep. It just kind of dumps me out here. Not really sure why it does that. Yeah, 1,300 meters away from where I'm actually supposed to be. It's very bizarre. It's very, very strange. I do not know why it does that. Yeah, I suppose we could round this out by conversing with whoever's left on talk to. just to not leave the game completely freaked out. I didn't like
Need
that.
me?
I didn't like that at all.
Hey, wanna chat?
Sure. Yeah. Well, mind if I ask you some personal questions?
What's on your mind, Captain?
When are you getting a haircut? I'd like to know more about your childhood on Neon.
Are
Jesus.
you sure?
No, on second thought, I'd like to ask about something. You mentioned you've been waiting your whole life to leave Neon. Why is that?
I couldn't stand what Neon was turning me into. The city has a way of sucking the life out of you and making you mean. I've seen it happen to lots of people. When I was forced to join the Disciples, I felt the meanness starting to get to me too. And that's what convinced me it was time to go.
You didn't join the Disciples by choice.
Not by a long shot. They strong-armed me into it. The gangs in Neon are just as good at taking advantage of people as the megacorps are.
What do you mean by Neon sucks the life out of people?
Unless you're born into money, your best hope at making a living in Neon is slinging chasm bass or getting into some kind of crime. And if you do manage to wrestle your way up the ladder, there's always someone above you trying to kick you back down. When you live that way long enough, you start losing hope. Some turn to Aurora for a substitute. Those who don't end up just drifting. It's horrible.
I had no idea things were so bad there.
That doesn't surprise me. Bayou and the Megacorps make sure most people see Neon through Aurora-tinted glasses.
How did the Disciples convince you to join them?
I didn't have much of a choice. My family owes them a lot of money, and they agreed to let us off the hook for some of it if I'd join the gang and work for them. I couldn't pass that offer up. My parents don't have a lot of income. They opened a shop in Ebbside with the money the Disciples loaned them, but the strikers burned it down. I guess they thought the Disciples were using it for some kind of money laundering.
The Strikers? Oh no!
The Ebbside Strikers. They're a rival gang of the Disciples. I'm really glad they weren't the ones who asked me to join them. Those guys scare me.
Whoops. Were your parents laundering money, or did the Strikers get it wrong?
Of course the Strikers had it wrong. My parents weren't doing anything like that. They opened the shop so people in Ebbside would have an affordable place to buy food. They only took a loan from the Disciples. They never did any business with them.
I think taking a loan from a gang is technically doing business with the gang, so... Why were the Disciples so interested in having you anyway?
I know I don't look like it, but I'm one of the best brawlers in Neon. The Disciples were looking for a new heavy, and I fit the bill. They'd actually been trying to recruit me for a while before I agreed to join up. I've been on their radar since I knocked out one of their members on the street. Guy should have tried to mug me. Might still have his front teeth, and I might not be in this situation.
I mean, joining a gang seems like a steep price to pay. Even to help out your family. Well, it's an awful situation. I hope something changes.
It will, if my family can pay them off. When I joined the Disciples, I made sure they knew that I intended to leave as soon as my debt was squared away. But you can't trust the Disciples as far as you can throw them. That's another reason I decided to look for work outside of Neon. Honestly, I don't want to be anywhere near Neon when the last payment goes through. I'm sure the Disciples would just find another way to get me to stay.
And what else could the Disciples use to get you to stay?
My family's still there. The Disciples aren't above using people as tools to get what they want.
Well, noted. I'll do my best to keep you away from Neon.
Thanks so much for understanding. Things won't be like this forever. Only until I've made enough to pay them off. I'm really sorry you have to get wrapped up in this at all. I know it's a messy situation. Almost makes me sorry I ever learned to fight at all. The Disciples might have agreed to let us pay off the debt in some other way if I didn't have something to offer them. Sorry, that's really heavy. Did you have any other questions?
You must have some serious skills if the Disciples wanted you so badly. How'd you learn to fight?
I learned from a Freestar Navy vet named Talon. He lived on the streets near my parents' place in Ebside. My mom gave him food when he had it to spare. We sort of became friends since he lived in our area. He started teaching me to fight, so I'd be able to defend myself if anyone gave me trouble in Ebside. I couldn't have picked a better teacher. Thugs in Neon talk a big game, but I don't know many with the combat skills to stand up to a Navy vet.
How did a Freestar Navy veteran end up living in the streets of Ebside?
He got hooked on Aurora during the Colony War, so the Navy discharged him.
How?
It happens more than you'd think. He tried to get sober
How?
while he was teaching me, but I don't think he ever fully kicked the habit. Aurora's no joke. Personally, I'll never touch it.
Right. How did he feel about your decision to join the Disciples?
He was pretty pissed. Talon hates gangs. He didn't speak to me for weeks after he saw me patrolling the streets with other Disciples. That's one more reason to get out as soon as I can.
And how did Talon react when you told him you were leaving Neon?
He was happy for me. He knows I've always wanted to leave Neon. It was tough to say goodbye. I made him promise he'd be there when I came back to visit. I told him
Not like he has
I'd
a
keep a
choice.
journal while I travel. So the next time we saw each other, I could show him all the amazing things I've seen.
Oh, it must have been a big advantage on the streets.
It was. There's lots of crime in Ebside. I've been in more than one situation where knowing how to throw a good punch probably saved my life. Fighting really isn't my go-to solution, though. Defending yourself is one thing, but I'm not okay with unprovoked violence.
Ah, interesting. Did you learn that way of thinking from Talon?
Yeah, I did. He always says that combat skills are a tool, not a weapon, and that I should never use them unless I have to. I don't know what Talon saw on the battlefield, but it must have been really bad. He's even more opposed to violence than I am.
It's a real Mr. Miyagi scenario. You're just the karate kid. Well, that shouldn't be a problem. I don't start fights unless I have
You
to.
have no idea what a relief that is. I was hoping for a captain who's interested in exploring the galaxy rather than picking fights.
Oh, that's all
Have a
she's
good
got.
one.
Need a hand? Hey, Cap.
Mind if I ask you some personal questions?
Thought you'd never ask, Cap.
Where are you originally from?
Gagarin Landing. Your average dead-end mining town. Economy's crap, planet's hostile, locals don't like strangers. You get the drill. Not exactly New Atlantis. I grew up on the street with a handful of other orphans. We got by on pickpocketing and scamming passing pilots at the local market. Wasn't it a bad life, really? Street living was tough, but I liked it there. My gang and I had lots of good times. If the smuggling bug hadn't bitten me, I might have grown old on Gagarin.
Huh. You ever thought about moving back?
Sure, might retire there someday, but that's a long ways off. I'll make do with the occasional visit for the time being.
You have any idea what happened to your parents?
Nope, not a clue. They left me in a box outside Chunks when I was a baby and haven't tried to find me since. They didn't even bother to give me a name. People just called me kiddo until I was old enough to pick something different.
You picked Jessamine on your own. Really? Interesting. That's fucking crazy. She's a dumpster baby. Oh my god. You tell me more about your gang?
They're the finest group of vagabonds in the settled systems. None of us had stable families, so we stuck together on the streets for safety. Some left when we grew up, but those of us who hung around became the terror of Gagarin. By the time we were teenagers, there wasn't a clean record among us. We drove security mad for years between the stealing, the vandalism, and the grifts we pulled off. Good times.
Are any of them still in Gagarin?
Yeah, they are. Some stuck with a life of crime, but a few turned legit and opened businesses, or got jobs for the corporations that moved to town recently. Not my bag, but I don't hold it against them.
Right. Mind if I ask what's on that criminal record of yours?
Not a bit. A record's a badge of honor for a girl like me, Cap. Security has booked me for petty theft, vandalism, and attempting to sell contraband. Never done hard time, though. A few weeks in jail, nothing serious. My gang drew the line at violent crime, so we mostly avoided hefty sentences.
Huh. Well, with a history like that, it's no wonder you ended up as a professional criminal.
Must be in my blood, right? Life on the straight and narrows never suited me.
Well, doesn't really sound like the kind of place most people would want to grow old.
Gagarin's an acquired taste, I'll give you that. That's what I like about it.
How long have you been a smuggler?
Been a while now since I got into the business. First hopped in a trade authority ship at 18, and I've been working the space lanes ever since. I was lucky enough to work with one of the best smugglers in the galaxy right from the get-go. We made tons of credits scamming and running contraband together. She retired a couple years back and passed her operation on to me. Been flying solo since. Not nearly as much fun, but I make do all right without her.
Did she pass her enemies on to you too?
She did, but I made plenty of my own too. Caitlin's too smart to get wrapped up in a mess like I'm in with the Zealots. She'd kick my arse if she found out.
Types of goods did you smuggle?
Mainly drugs and contraband tech. My partner Caitlin also had a thing for Earth antiquities. Books especially. When we could get our hands on the real thing, we sold them to collectors who were rich and powerful enough to keep law enforcement's eyes off our operation. When we couldn't get real ones, we forged them. Caitlin was great at it. We ran that scam for years and never got found out.
You tell me more about your partner?
Oh, Caitlin's got a real interesting story. She comes from a rich family and her parents had a thing for collecting ancient art. She was set to inherit a fortune when she grew up, but life with a silver spoon didn't suit her. She ran away from home as a teenager to start smuggling. Knowing her now, you'd never guess she came from money. She's as rough around the edges as I am, but she never lost her taste for expensive stuff from Earth.
How did the two of you meet?
I tried to scam her. Some buds and I used to steal cargo from the Gagarin spaceport and sell it back to its owner for a higher price. Most people fell for it, but not her. Instead of a handful of credits, she showed up to meet us with 2 armed spacers to demand her goods back for free. I stepped in to negotiate, got them to drop the guns, and even managed a few credits for the stuff. Caitlin was so impressed that she offered me a job on the spot.
Huh. What kind of things from Earth did she collect?
She has a large book collection. Her prized possession was a book called Paradise Lost that she came across by chance in Aquila City.
Ugh.
Personally, I never got through more than a few pages, but to each their own.
Yeah.
She insisted it was brilliant, and she's a hell of a lot smarter than me.
Well, it seems like the two of you got along well.
She's like a big sister to me. I wouldn't trade her for anything. It's too bad she retired before you had a chance to meet her. I think you'd get on well. Jeez, listen to me going on. All this reminiscing's got me feeling like a real sap.
Sounds like a pretty exciting life.
It was. Damn good thing this job turned out to be a decent substitute. I might have split by now if it wasn't. Varun zealots or not. Anything else you wanted to ask me? I've missed small talk. I could do this all day.
How did you wind up with the Varun zealots on your tail?
Bad call on my part, honestly. I ran into a group of them at a spaceport and thought I'd try my hand at stealing some stuff from one of their ships. House
Good
Varun
job.
stuff sells for a pretty penny to the right people, but it's hard to come by. The zealots caught me red-handed and chased me out of town. They've been on my tail ever since. Can't go a week without getting shot at. That's why I was hanging at the quay when we met. Only place I felt safe, really.
Yeesh, can I ask her about the key? Why is that? Is the Crimson Fleet not a fan of them either?
Cap, no one's a fan of those nut jobs. I don't know many spacers who could survive a close encounter with a Varun ship. They're lethal. Most people who hang out at the last Nova walk around armed, that's all. Figured that would give me a better shot at survival if the Zealots came calling.
You know anything about what the Varun zealots believe?
Only stories. I've heard they're a religious cult that worships something called the Great Serpent. It's supposed to live in the stars or something. Their leader's supposed to have dreamed the whole thing up during a grav jump. Guess he had some hallucination where the Great Serpent spoke to him. Don't know if any of that's true, though. No one I know's had a conversation with one of them.
You think they'll ever give up?
Doubt it. The Zealots are unforgiving to say the least. Guess that means you're stuck with me, eh?
Well, we'll steer clear from them if I can help it. I think we could take them.
If you want to go for it, be my guest. Just ditch my ass at the closest bar first, will you? It's nothing short of a miracle that they haven't killed me yet. I'm not interested in tempting fate. Let's talk about something else. My skin's starting to crawl.
I don't have anything else for now.
Oh yeah, no problem.
See, like, the more I talk to the side companions, the more I really start to believe, like...
See you soon.
Jesus Christ, Sarah. That was horrifying. What a jump scare. But yeah, the more I talk to them, the more I genuinely believe, like, yeah, there was definitely... something was cut from the game. Absolutely 100%. Without a doubt. I don't even know... that's the thing. I don't even know if I could say something was cut. But I can definitely say something is missing. At the very least, something is missing. Because there's stuff here where it really feels like, yeah, it feels like they were all supposed to have quests, and the time constraints really got to them, to Bethesda, and then they said, yeah, we're just gonna have to not even work on those. Like, it feels like something that got cut earlier, but not too early that all of the dialogue is still in place, if that makes any sense. So we still have all of the conversations present in the game that they would be having. The only difference is they they just didn't take them out. I'm assuming because they felt like it still adds something to the story, right? Like, you know, it still adds content, right? As long as there's content in the game, it's fine. So they still technically have people that you can talk to that have an actual conversation worth having type of thing. I do get it. But at the same time, like, all of their conversations, right? Like, oh, Jessamine's quest would be getting the Varun zealots off of her tail. And it might involve talking to her spacer friend or whatever. And, what was her name? Sophie Grace? Sophie's would be paying her debt to the disciples off, or, you know, stopping the disciples from attacking her family or something. Simeon's would be eliminating the target. Rosie just doesn't seem to have one so far. Rosie's would be taking her to the clinic. And that's the other thing, is like some of their contracts I definitely like Rosie's is like a contract where I would say, oh yeah, her time is up. She doesn't need to be here anymore. She can leave. But some of them it's like, oh yeah, they've got stories. They've got obvious quests to be set up. But clearly none of that's in the game. And I don't even think it's in the game, that's the thing. Like, I don't think they ever got to the point where they could release that stuff. I think it's just baked in that you just can't do anything with it, is all. There is nothing to the game. It's kind of a shame. Because, like, there is good groundwork here. There's stuff here. It's just not all here. It's just the groundwork. I definitely think the game would have fared a lot better if you could marry other companions aside from the people in Constellation, because the people in Constellation all have their own baggage and trouble and problems, more so than any of the side companions. And go on the Reddit and you'll see a lot of people are like, I'd much rather marry so-and-so, or this person, or that person. And yeah, I could understand why. I could understand the appeal for a character like Rosie, even though the voice actress is terrible. I could understand someone wanting just like a meek New Zealand girl who loves botany and wants to be a doctor. I can buy it. I could buy someone would rather have that than Sarah Morgan, who left her crew to die for 20 years. Or or Andreja, who is a weird religious trad wife type, who's like a little autistic. And Barrett, whose husband is dead, and I guess has no legs, and also is just like a horrible comedian. You know what I mean? Or Sam Coe, who has an ex-wife and a daughter, just like absolute mondo like baggage. Why would I want any of them? Why would I want any of them? Especially when it comes down to like Sarah's an insufferable moralist as well. It's like the only reason I picked Sarah is because I do kind of appreciate her extreme moralism. But at the same time, it's like, damn, I really do wish I had a companion that just wouldn't give a fuck if I shot somebody one time. You know what I mean? But they all, like, all of these side characters have their own appeals as well. And it really does feel like they are unfinished, right? Like, they have quests that very easily could have been lined up, and there's plenty of side locations in the game where there's literally nothing to it. But it really does feel like, yeah, something just never made it into the game. I don't even think it was cut content. I just don't think it made it in. Like, it was cut, as in time constraints. Alright, guys, we're like 3 years into development. We gotta change this, this, and that. But on this design doc, because now Emil Pagliarulo has stated, oh no, we had several design documents. They were all smaller design documents. We had one for the UC, and we had one for the Freestar, we had one for the Varun, and we had one for this. And it's like, okay, but did you have a central design document? No? Then it doesn't matter. You can have tiny little design documents on all of your individual things. Yes, that's normal. Not having a central design document is not normal. That's not a normal thing to do. So the fact that it's missing its central design document means that all these tiny other subsidized design documents for the specifics have nothing tying them together. Right? Like, yes, you have a Freestar design document that has nothing to do with the UC design document, and yet you want these two factions to go at war. Why? Why are they going to war? Why does anything happen the way it does? Oh, well, it says here in this design document. Yeah, but like, what does that correlate with the other design document? How did any of these things interact? Right, and I'm sure there was a Constellation design document, and I'm sure there was someone working on the companions, and then they were probably told maybe 2 years ago, yeah, we can't put that stuff in the game because we just don't have time. We just don't have time. Oh, but I already finished all the dialogue for their quests. Oh, yeah, cool. Keep it in, but just don't work on the quests. That's what I'm assuming happened, because it really feels like there's nothing here. Like, there's traces, there's hints that there's something here, but there's nothing here. And as a result, it just comes off as world building, which is a little unfortunate, because there really is a lot of potential for more content, more gameplay, more quests here. More things to actually do. More things that make the game more engaging, more enjoyable. Right? Actually talking about the Disciples somewhere that isn't just Neon makes the world feel more interconnected. Right? That's the thing I kind of liked about talking to the companions just now, is like, oh shit, yeah, I forgot about the Disciples, the gang on Neon that only shows up for the one fucking quest and then fucks off, right? Like, it'd be nice if there was more interaction with these things in the actual world. There really isn't. Having actual companion quests outside of just the 4 big bads, right? Because I can understand you want to have Constellation be the important ones. They can have their 3-part, 4-part quests or whatever. That's fine, right? Because Sarah's was like a 2-part quest. Everyone's was a 2-part quest. But you also have, like, the 4 stages of getting to the quest. If the regular companions worked kind of like how Sam was, right? Or Simeon, whatever the fuck his name was. Simeon Bankowski. I talked to him the first time, left him alone, came back, and then there's more to ask him. That's why it's like, oh, I guess I should come back to these people and talk to them again and again to see if they have more things to say. Because I really wasn't expecting that much effort being put into the game, genuinely. Because yes, that is effort. Voice acting is effort. Voice acting is time and money being spent to develop, to produce, to put it in the game. So when I finally get here, and I talk to the characters, and it's like, oh man, Simeon's actually a spy for the UC. That's crazy. That's something that I genuinely did not see coming. Whereas Andreja saying, I am a spy for the Varun, House Varun. It's like, yeah, I know. You dress like one. You talk like one. You have a weird name. Everyone knows. You're not hiding it. Whereas Simeon just looks like every other fucking dude. He wears a hat. He wears Frontier attire. He just looks plain. And I'm like, yeah, look at this Chris Pratt looking motherfucker. And it's like, yeah, he's got a Chris Pratt motherfucking storyline. He's a spy. Everything he told you was a lie. And that's actually hilarious. That's great. That's good character work. Whereas with Andreja, she just didn't tell you that she's from House Varun, but everything about her screams House Varun. That's bad. That's bad character writing. It's goofy. It is not well done. But, like, oddly enough, a lot of the side characters have seemingly better put together stories than most of the main companions. And it makes me wonder if, like, there was too much work done on the main companions to the point where the side ones almost feel more fleshed out and realistic. Because so far, that's what I'm getting. And we've only talked to, like, 4 of them. And I am very curious to see how the rest of that will turn out. Because that is quite interesting. It really is quite interesting that there's so much to hear. And that's where a lot of the world building in the game is. And I haven't really seen many other reviewers actually talk about the other companions in the game. I'm very curious, like, why? And I'm assuming it's because a lot of those people, like, let's take a look real quick. Let's explain why no one talks about the other companions. Let's go over this. So let's take a look at the crew, right? Pull up the crew menu. So, to start with, Amelia Earhart doesn't even have 3 stars in piloting. But you know who does? Sam Coe! Sam Coe has 3 stars in piloting, I believe. Yeah, we go down to Sam Coe. Oh, I'm sorry. He has 4 stars in piloting. Which doesn't really do anything for you aside from make your ship faster or whatever. Right? Because if you, there's a way to look at what it actually does. I just don't remember how to do it. And payloads just makes it so that you have more cargo space. He's got good rifle certification. He's got good, you know, he gives you rocks. It's crazy. And there's, like, no reason, like, why would I take Rosie Tannehill with me on a mission? She's got medicine, she's got wellness, so she's got extra hit points. Whoop-de-fucking-do. She's not good in combat, why would I take her with me? At least Sam Coe has a rifle certification, he can shoot guns. Right? Omari Hassan actually has a reason to take him with you. He's got good shield systems. Right? But, like, you compare them, like, oh, they've got 2 perks. Mickey Caviar has 3. You know what I mean? These guys have 3. But you go to any of the Constellation people, right? And they've got a much... Like, they're stacked. Barrett. 4-star ship engineering. 3-star particle beam systems. That's amazing. Andreja. 2-star energy weapon systems. 3-star with particle beams. 4-star stealth. She's literally invisible. Let's go all... What does Sarah have? Sarah's got 4-star astrodynamics. It's pretty good. 3-star lasers. 2-star leadership, kind of useless. Botany, you know. Vasco's got anatronic fusion, which means you get more energy on your ship. He's got shield systems. He's got EM weapon systems. Like, they're all useful. Vasco a little bit less so. But they're all extremely useful. They're all extremely useful. I find it interesting how Sophia, the girl that we talked to, said she was a heavy, right? She's a good brawler, even though she has no unarmed or melee weapon skills. She has 3-star stealth, which is pretty good, and 1-star lasers. So that doesn't even line up with what she said. At least with Simeon, right? He's got sharpshooting, sniper certification, and marksmanship. That lines up with everything he said. And he's actually a pretty valuable combat companion. That's the thing, like, a lot of these companions, they are pretty fucking useless, right? They don't offer nearly as much as other people. So why would you use them? Even the other one, like Hadrian Sannon. Energy weapon dissipation, pain tolerance, xenosociology. Like, she's good at what? What is she good? She can take a hit? I guess. Right, where's Autumn McMillan? Pistol certification, botany, sharpshooting. Combat. But not even that good when you compare it to other people. It's like, why? Why? Like, it just doesn't add up. Like, there's no reason to actually use any of the other companions because they're just not very useful. Even Amelia Earhart only has 2 perks. You'd think she'd have a little bit more. Rifle certification doesn't even make sense for her. You'd think she'd have more to do with flying than any of the others. But no, she doesn't. That's why nobody talks about the side companions and what stories they have. It's because there's literally no reason to. There's no reason to use them when you can have someone else who has way more benefits than them with you and on your ship. That's why I think, and frankly, that, like, I like the idea of having a party, right? I like the idea of having Constellation on your ship, but at the same time, you miss out on a lot of dialogue and conversations that Constellation will have at the lodge. You miss out on a lot of that. So it almost kind of feels like you should have a completely mixed crew aboard your ship while you go off and do other things, even though it is kind of heavily implied, like, yes, you should have one of the members of Constellation with you at all times, because I don't even know if the side characters comment on quests. I have no idea, because it seems like they don't have an affinity system. Their stuff is just determined by time, or when you visit them, or whatever. There doesn't really seem to be any affinity with them at all. It just feels like a lot of missed opportunities, you know? But I definitely think that I've rambled on about this long enough, because I'm hungry. I want to eat something. And, man, this session was probably one of the most boring sessions, aside from that last... oddly enough, aside from talking to the companions, which was actually interesting, and doing that last area, the Safe House Gamma, that shit was spooky as fuck. I didn't like that. I mean, it was fun. I just did not enjoy walking down that hallway. It was very suspenseful. They definitely got me. But man, every other unique location we went to, so fucking boring. Definitely just not worth it in the slightest. Like, that's the saddest part, too. Like, I can safely say with confidence, it is not even worth going to the random locations in this game. It's not even worth going. There's nothing to see there. There's nothing to see there that you won't see at any of the other places. The only one that's worth going to, maybe, is Vulture's Roost, because it has the biggest payout. There's a reason to go there. It's a cool location, it's well designed, it's well laid out, plenty of enemies to fight, and it has a massive payout. Whereas Sonny DeFalco's Island it's a neat location, sure, but the combat there sucks. It's not a good place to fight. It's boring. It's low level, right? Like, there's not a whole lot going on there. The Almagest is a wide open zero-G environment. It was fun to fight, but it was literally 30 seconds of action. It was boring. The Deimos armored transport, boring. Boring. Like, there's just... don't even get me started on the Mars Mech Factory. 10 seconds. Woohoo! 10 seconds of gameplay. Wow! It's so boring. Like, I'm hoping that the next couple of things on the checklist will be a little bit more interesting. There's also, like, I think 1 or 2 more companions that we haven't gotten yet that I do need to find. But aside from that, yeah, like, there's just not a whole lot. Not a whole lot left in this game that we really need to go looking for, but we're gonna go grab those next time, because it has been boring me to tears, man. I actually can't wait to get back to the main story. That's how boring the random, unique locations are. Man, if the unique locations can't even tide you over... Fuck, dude. Just fucking hell. Then what can? What is the reason to play the game if there isn't even any memorable, unique locations outside of Vulture's Roost? That's the only one. Every other location is forgettable as fuck. Such a disappointment. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.